guys, welcome back to Foundations Friday. This week we're talking all about the do's and don'ts of life casting. In my last Foundations Friday, I talked about wanting to start a series on the start to finish process of making a prosthetic. Now, before I start the hands-on videos in that series, I wanted to get a few kind of precursor housekeeping videos out of the way, just so those videos can be 100% instructional on the process itself. Do number 1. Do have at least one person in the room with you. When I've been life casted or when I have life casted other people, the team's life casting have ranged from 2 people all the way up to about 4, but you can life cast someone by yourself. But that brings me to the first do not. Don't life cast yourself. Don't do it. So many things can go wrong, and if you start to panic, no one's around to help you, things can go south really, really fast. You run the risk of suffocation and things like that. Always have at least one person life casting you. Do number 2. Do use the proper materials to life cast. That means either some form of alginate or some form of life casting silicone. So then obviously the don't is don't use improper materials. That means do not use silicones that aren't approved for use on the skin, plaster of Paris, or plaster bandages directly on your skin to life cast. Plasters and other stones go through an exothermic reaction when they set, meaning they give off heat. In some cases, it can be extreme amounts of heat. That concentrated heat can cause burns. There are multiple cases of people trying to life cast their hands and things like that in plaster of Paris and them getting really, really severe burns from that plaster of Paris and even having to have fingers amputated. Like if you just Google plaster of Paris life casting, like mishaps, things like that, there are so many articles out there. Also, by the same token, do not use plaster bandages directly to life cast. Plaster bandages are a key component in life casting, but they never touch the skin directly. Plaster bandages are just cloths with plaster of Paris within the fibers. They may not have enough plaster in them to cause burns, but it still will get hot and can cause discomfort. Also, plaster bandages aren't very strong. When I've seen people take them off their face, they can warp, and so you're not going to get an accurate face cast, and then the whole process of you life casting yourself is kind of irrelevant because it's not accurate. Also, obviously this goes back to my first do and don't. All the tutorials out there showing people life casting with plaster bandages are done on themselves. Like I said, very dangerous. Don't do it. Also, because plaster bandages are a rigid material, they're not flexible like alginate or silicone. If you go too far back on the head or if you have any features that undercut, they can lock onto your face and you're going to have to seek some form of medical attention in order to get them removed from your face. Also, with plaster bandages, they are not going to pick up the detail that you want in a life cast. If you do a life cast properly, you can see pores, you can see the crinkles of your eyelids, you can see all that detail. Plaster bandages are not going to pick that up. So once again, it's kind of like, what's the point of having a life cast if it's not a proper life cast? Here is my just face life cast. It's got clay on it and some pencil markings from some previous projects. As you can see my eyelids, you can see all these little details, and if you try and do a life cast with plaster bandages, you're not gonna get that much detail in it. It's not a material that's designed to pick up detail. I'm probably gonna get comments of people saying, well, so-and-so did a tutorial life casting with plaster bandages, or I've done it, or my art teacher said it was safe, or so-and-so said it was safe. I'm telling you 100% right now, that method of life casting would never be used in the TV and film industry. It would never be used on actors or professional models or anything like that because it is not safe for multiple reasons. You can sit there and try and argue with me all you want, but you are not going to change my mind. If you choose to use that method of life casting, proceed at your own risk. I have told you the safety concerns with it, so obviously, you know, your safety is in your own hands, but that is not a method I would ever use or endorse. Next, do set up some form of communication with whoever you're life casting. A simple thumbs up, thumbs down will do. Obviously, they're going to be in alginate or silicone, so they cannot speak. Their hearing's going to be a bit muffled, so you're going to want to be able to ask them simple yes or no questions where they can respond to you. And kind of on this same note, always have someone walking them through what's happening. Just give them updates. They're completely in the dark. They can't really hear what's going on. They can't speak. So just have someone there to say, okay, this is what we're doing now, and then we're going to do this next, or this is probably about how much time you have left. Just giving them those updates really helps in keeping them calm and informed. Another do, when you're going to life cast, it is a multiple step process, so it really helps if you have all your materials laid out kind of in the order that you're using them. Also, don't be discouraged if your first life cast isn't perfect. Life casting is kind of a trial and error thing, honestly. Your first one is not going to be amazing, and everyone develops their own method of life casting. They prefer to apply things different ways in order to get the best results for them. Also, do your research before you attempt to life cast anyone. Read different articles, buy special effects books that talk about life casting, things like that. Even see if you can seek out someone in your area who has life casted someone before that can help you through the process if you've never done it. Or even look on the Facebook special effects makeup group, seek out professionals and, send them a message. Some may not, respond, but there are tons of super friendly professionals who really want to help beginners out. I hope you guys enjoyed this Foundations Friday. As always, all of my social media links will be listed in the description if you'd like to check out more of my work. If there's something you'd like to see for a Tutorial Tuesday, Foundations Friday, or if you just have any general questions, comments, or concerns, be sure to let me know in the comments. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you next time. Bye, guys.